Hello everyone. Does the media have to tell us the truth? According to a Florida appeals court, they do not. Now I have my computer in front of me for a couple of easy references, and I'd like to read you a couple of items. In February 2003, a Florida Court of Appeals unanimously agreed with an assertion by Fox News that there is no rule against distorting or falsifying the news in the United States. Now, after the article talks more about a lawsuit that was going on and how the court had overturned that suit, the last part of the article states that during their appeal, Fox asserted that there are no written rules against distorting news in the media. They argued that, under the First Amendment, broadcasters have the right to lie or deliberately distort news reports on public airwaves. Now, if that's the case, can we truly trust any of the newscasters? Can we trust any news media? I could swear at one point I heard about a suit also brought against the New York Times, and the suit was dismissed, and that the New York Times did not have to tell the truth. And word came out that they didn't tell the truth, hence the suit. So people knew what was going on, and they knew that their news reports were false. Let's look at another example of how the media distorts things. Newsweek magazine tends to change the news for the United States compared to other countries. They soften it up. I'm looking at an example of the cover of Newsweek in Europe, Asia, Latin America, and the United States. Now, in everywhere but the United States, the cover shows a man holding a grenade launcher, and the article is called Losing Afghanistan. So this is important news. It's talking about world events, things going on around us that could affect the welfare of our nation, even if it is halfway around the globe. A lot of things happen in this world that can affect us. What did we get here in the United States for news on Newsweek on that same issue? My Life in Pictures, by some celebrity holding a couple of children, and they are surrounded by a variety of photos of themselves at different times in their life. Is this news? Is this newsworthy? Do we really need to know about Kim Kardashian's latest outfit, or Britney Spears' latest affair, or teenager in Arapahoe County makes case for open space? Do we need to know about those things when there's more important newsworthy items that need to be reported? And why is Newsweek changing the news for the United States and softening it up and giving us this pablum, this useless information that we don't really have any need for? There was another example where they changed the cover, where it's talking about Egypt in all the other countries and the revolution going on out there, and in our country it's talking about how anxiety can be good for you. That already doesn't make much sense, but that was the cover headline of that issue of Newsweek in this country, while everywhere else in the world they were getting reports of what was happening in the world. There's another one I would like to look at real quick. Now, we all know that Europe is not in good shape right now. Financially, they're a great big mess. Even the head of the IMF has come out and stated that Europe is on the brink of a 1930s depression. This is not good. This can have a terrible domino effect on the United States. We have banks in the United States that have invested heavily in Europe and stand to lose a lot, and there's a potential domino effect of Europe taking us down with them, right down the tubes. And what do we get instead of hearing about what's happening in Italy and major banks out there where their stocks are tumbling daily by 10-15%? We get headlines on USA Today like, "Employers impose bans on smokers." "Automakers rush to offer apps in your car." "Bargain season at Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Wendy's." "Does your dog understand you? Study says maybe." This is news? This is what we're getting on USA Today when we've got world events that are happening that can affect our nation? They should be warning us about these things. They should be telling us up front what's happening so that we can prepare ourselves, so that we as individuals and as companies, as businesses, as whatever, state governments, we can prepare ourselves for what's happening. Now, if nothing happens to us, great. We'd at least be prepared. But without knowing what's happening and getting this spoon-fed stuff that passes as news is not helping us, is not keeping us informed. Should you trust your mainstream media? I don't. I'd like to name a couple of websites that you can check out for current information on what's happening in Europe, what's happening in our country that we should be hearing about and aren't. Infowars.com is one site. infowars.com, and it's preceded with www.infowars.com. Another one is theeconomiccollapseblog.com with no www preceding that. Theeconomiccollapseblog.com. Now another site you can look at is WND.com. That's WorldNet Daily. www.wnd.com. That's quite a mouthful. Another one you can look at is DV.com. www.devvy.com. For starters, those sites will be telling you what is happening in this world. There's other ones to share with you, but we'll go ahead and just stick with those for now. Thank you for your time.